72 seconds of cosmic static. On the night of August 15, 1977, a massive radio telescope in Ohio called the Big Ear was silently scanning the empty void of space. For years it had recorded nothing but the predictable, rhythmic static of the cosmos. Hydrogen atoms humming, dead stars whispering in background noise. The standard baseline data of a quiet universe. But at exactly 10:16 p.m., the baseline shattered. The telescope picked up a signal so intense, so highly focused, that it instantly locked onto the receivers. It wasn't a random burst of space noise. It was emitting at a highly specific frequency, 1,420 megahertz, the exact electromagnetic wavelength of hydrogen, the universal language of physics. The signal lasted for exactly 72 seconds, the maximum time the telescope could track a single point in the sky due to the rotation of the Earth. When astronomer Jerry Amon looked at the computer printout days later, he saw a sequence of letters and numbers representing a sudden explosion of transmission intensity. 6EQUJ5. In a state of pure shock, he circled the code on the page and wrote a single word in red ink: wow. For decades, we believed it was a fluke. But to a data analyst, this wasn't an accident. It was a file transfer from the dark. The constellation of the ghost. Where did this data packet come from? The coordinates pointed directly toward the Sagittarius constellation, specifically near a group of stars roughly 120 light-years away from Earth. In the years that followed, astronomers turned our most advanced and powerful telescopes back toward that exact coordinate patch. They searched for months, analyzing every wavelength, waiting for a second ping. A reply, a continuation of the script. But the sky remained entirely, terrifyingly silent. The signal never repeated. In computer science, a single, unverified packet of data that appears out of nowhere and disappears completely is called a ghost packet. It suggests two radical possibilities. Either the transmission was a highly directional, hyper-focused beam that accidentally swept across Earth like the light of a distant lighthouse, meaning the sender has no idea we exist. Or the signal wasn't a live broadcast at all, it was the final dying broadcast of a civilization that was wiped out millions of years ago. A digital echo traveling through the void long after the hardware that generated it turned to dust. The cryptographic hydrogen code. To understand why the WOW signal is so profound, we have to look at its mathematical DNA. It was transmitted at exactly 1,420 megahertz. In physics, this is the frequency of the hydrogen line, the most abundant element in the multiverse. If an advanced intelligence wanted to send an interstellar postcard that any other technological species could instantly recognize, they wouldn't use English or binary numbers. They would use the universal frequency of the cosmos itself. It was the ultimate cryptographic handshake. But why only 72 seconds? Some theoretical data analysts suggest a chilling alternative. The signal wasn't a message meant for us. It was a localized data transmission between two distant alien dreadnoughts, or a planetary synchronization pulse, that Earth's radio telescopes just happened to accidentally intercept for a fleeting moment. We didn't catch a greeting, we caught a single bite of a conversation that had been traveling through the dark for thousands of years. We turned on our hardware at the exact millisecond the cosmic beam swept past our coordinates, giving us a brief glimpse into a crowded, active universe, before the beam moved on, leaving us back in total, absolute isolation. The Cosmic Archive. The WOW. Signal leaves humanity with an existential question that haunts our place in the cosmic grid. Are we truly alone, or are we just late to the party? The universe has been running its program for 13.8 billion years. Human technology has only been emitting radio signals for barely a century. In the grand timeline of the mainframe, our existence is nothing more than a fraction of a millisecond. The 72 seconds of static we recorded in 1977 might have been a digital ghost, a monument left behind by a species that has long since ascended beyond physical hardware, leaving their data packets to loop indefinitely through the empty void. But it proves one thing: the silence of space is not empty. The cosmos is a vast, unencrypted archive of stories, memories, and civilizations waiting to be decoded. We just need to keep our receivers calibrated, our minds open, and our hardware ready for the next transmission. The ghost is still out there, and the code never stops running. Stay curious. Stay AU Minds.